magpo-poke at talagang tatama. So is the carry na kinakailangan bigyan ng space, mapoprovide na naman siya niyan. Pero for Omega, hindi pa natin alam kung parang sino nga ba yung kanilang pinakagustong protektahan at bantayan up to this point.
And the Barats in back siya, mukhang ito na ang makabagong jungle matchup na nakikita natin or flavor of the day. Dahil ilang beses na natin nakita ito ngayong araw na to, Manjin.
Parang pinantatapat na eh, no? Parang tingin.
Oh my god. I think my clean face.
Ko, wala na, wala.
But can we just let me know in the comments?
Sa pagkakaalam ko, no, binanggit mo rin kanina, Brigida, na si West ay kilala bilang Harith. Kumbaga, synonymous na sa MDL. Pag sinabi mong Harith, West.
Ma-associate mo at ma-associate mo yun sa kanya. Kasi parang throughout yung naging run ng Smart Omega Neos nung previous season ng MDL, dahil nga parang sobrang naging ganda nung run nila, yung mga games nila naging napakabilis, yung mga series nila parang lagi at laging sweep. Meron silang mga parang signature picks na may ko-consider na natin na I think ngayon ay nirespeto ng Echo kasi una nilang tinanggal is yung Faramis nitong si Ryle and yung Arlot ni Luis. Na I think nag-stand out din nung previous match nila na nahawakan ni Luis yung Arlot na to. So doon lang medyo nagkakaroon ng pagkakaibahan kasi etong si West ay nahawakan naman yung kanyang comfort pick so far. So ngayon nandun nga yung medyo kilala na talaga nila yung kalaban nila, yung isa't isa. Pero as for Echo, ito pa rin yung parang standard kasi na parang kailangan mong mag-ingat overall dahil hindi lang naman yung mga nakaraan nilang nakatapat sa MDL yung pinakaharap nila ngayon.
Oo, may kasama pang Saji and Sanford.
The Sansan Duo.
The Sansan Duo na ang tagal na din kung iisipin mo, Sanford debuting on season 8 and then si Sanji, isang super rookie na pumasok and biglang naging M4 agad, a champion din. So kailangan pa rin maging mag-worry dito ng side ng Omega sa kanilang mga galawan. Ang taas ng sustain nila though, back siya, meron ka pang Ruby, tapos Harit, ang gandang combo niyan, Ruby Harit.
Oo, yung
easy zaman yan eh.
Easy zaman at dinagdagan pa nga ng Angela at kailangan na mag-ingat around this Harith dahil kung tumaba ang Harith in the laning phase, alam mo na yan, parang Angela, pumatong sa Harith, tapos na yun.
Oo.
Ang hirap sabayan nung sustain na hawak ngayon ng Smart Omega. It's not just the Ruby na baka makita pa nga natin sa XP since Angelo ang pinili nilang kuhain dito. Not unless imimit nila yung Angela na hindi naman entirely imposible siguro considering na may Harith naman na rin sila. Pero kung yun nga magiging kaso, parang medyo yung sustain nga dito ng Omega ay nakaka-overwhelm. So ngayon ang Echo, ang sasagot nila ay meron silang kailangang maging lockdown at panghuli doon sa malikot na hero na yun, which is going to be the Harith and possibly makasabay nga doon sa laning or kung ano man yung mangyayari ma-anticipate with the Benedetta in their hands. So yung wave clear, no, nandun pa rin.
Kung titignan mo yung pick ng Echo, identity talaga na ng Echo
That's
to.
true.
Hindi pwedeng wala kang catch. So Kadya yun, perfect yun. Pag nasa Zaman Force, Divine Judgment, papalayuin mo lang sa Zaman Force, tanggal na kagad yung lakas ng Harit.
Men, hindi lang yun eh. Alam mo yung fresh catch tapos kakainin agad, yung nasa may mga bilihan ka ng seafood, kakahuli pa lang, kakainin mo na agad.
Oo nga.
Men, pag kinuha ka ng kadya, pwede kang i-deliver sa bibig ng ng Barats.
Easy.
And for the entirety of the Zaman Force, pwedeng mawala yung Harit. Kailangan mag-ingat dito ni West. And now, the glue will be locked in para sa side ng Omega dahil wala na rin namang Faramis at Vexana sa laro na to.
Yes, at wala rin namang masyadong crowd control na kinakailangang isipin. Apart from of course, Divine Judgment as well as the Titunas Welcome na nasa kamay ngayon ng side ng Echo. Dahil nga naman ang pinili nilang gamitin ngayon na XP laner ay isang Benedetta na siguro or likely magda-damage build considering yung current natin na meta. No? So talagang pwede siyang maghanap ng either yung Angela kasi yung Harith hindi yata siya yung ideal target or masyadong madaling huliin considering the Benedetta na ay may Benedetta main nga pala tayong kasama dito sa desk.
Kaso hindi ko na nilalaro kasi medyo slow hands na ako ngayon eh. Pero buti na lang si Sanford.
Pass-hand si Sanford.
Pass-hand si Sanford. At isa rin ito sa mga comfort pick niya. In fact, alam ko ilang beses ko na ito sinabi pero para sa mga bagong viewers dito, ito ang naging debut hero ni Sanford during even his next play days in the Season 8 of MPL. Kaya comfort talaga ang usapan dito as we enter Game 1 of our last series of Week 1 between Echo and Omega. Looking at the early game, Bridget, sa tingin mo, lamang ba yung may Benny dito?
mukhang kailangan nilang pagganahin talaga. Since nasa kanila na nga yung ganoong klaseng XP laner na pwedeng mapabilis yung rotation or mapabilis nga yung agad yung early game na pwede nilang gamitin dito kontra sa side ng Omega. Pwede naman na sana nilang i-capitalize yun. Lalo pat ngayon, tingnan mo naman, talagang pinapadali nila yung buhay rito ni Zaida na mention na kanina ni Magina. Ang bilis na mag-farm ng isang Barats mag-isa.
Oo.
Pinabilis pa kasi nilish na nila yung dalawang buffs niya.
Oo, tuloy-tuloy talaga. Kumbaga, ito lang ata yung reunion na hindi nagkakamustahan. Ito yung reunion na bakbakan eh. Kaya gusto nila mag-level 4 agad si Zaida para bakbakan na kagad.
Hinihintay na nga rin natin ang catch na nagbumula kay JP. This is Echo in its identity.
Yeah.
Na talagang naghahanap ng away, naghahanap ng mapapatay. At ngayon sa mid lane, magkakaroon ng slight poke downs. Look in the Infinix item builds, may kakaiba pa tayong item starts doon.
Kinakailangan lang naman nila talagang makatagal o makababad. So wala namang super nakikita tayong na stand out apart from yung nag-invest din talaga muna sa kakatagal dito, makapag-spam lang ng skill so far using or yung prioritizing nga yung mga mana necklace natin, especially here for Ryle na surprisingly, yun nga ang nangyari. Angela mid ang kanilang piniling i-pull off and i-glue as yung roam nila. Si Luis ang hawak nung Ruby against sa Benedetta. So magiging interesting dito no, yung mga team fights na pwedeng mangyari kasi ang kanilang pinaka magiging kasama etong glue instead of a Ruby na may setup and instead of a Ruby na may pump-protect in a sense.
And ang worry ko dito sa lineup ng Omega, hindi ba parang medyo kukulangin sila ng damage early on? Parang ang dami nilang inaasa dito kay West at panigurado no, in this first turtle. Baka maramdaman natin yun.
All in West Side sila dito. You gotta give it up to the West Side. Yun ang gusto nilang gawin dito at agree ako sa'yo. Yung early game nila, malalaman mong bitin. Pero pag late game, ang kunat nitong lineup na to. Sobrang kunat. Mayroon ka pang shield on the Angela. So kailangan din maging mag-worry dito ng Echo just in case mangyari yun. Meanwhile, may nangyari na atang pokes from both of the squad. Pumalo si JP, nag-hintay ng Divine Judgment. Luis, mag-out na lang muna. Turtle take, inaabangan na. Shall Echo for the vision. Wala pang 4 si Mark, kaka-4 lang din. Pero binaban natin Sanford. Ayan na yung ultimate ni Sanford. May nakalagay ng MPL. Ayan na yung kagat ni Zaida. Yum, yum, yum. Zaida will slay the turtle. Papits on a string. Wala na magagawin pang Omega. Doon nga natin nakita na bitin yung damage output. Doon nakalamang ang Echo.
First turtle secured para sa Echo Express. At hindi lang yon, nakita agad natin yung combo na huliin mo, kakainin ko.
Hulihin ko.
Kakainin mo!
Yun na yun eh.
May sarili pala silang version.
Oo, sarili version.
Oo, pero dito sa baba, out.
Zaman Force Chrono Vision, alright. Medyo bitin pa si West na pero nakapag-flicker out kasi siya outplayed with the outplay.
Oh, grabe, 2v1 ang ginawa ni West doon pero naubusan siya ng mana at kailangan niya na atang mag-back. And this is the power of communication, no? Tinapangan na ni West kasi Briggs, wala naman na atang ulti yung ano doon eh, Kaja.
Oo, kita niya eh, na-report eh. Na-report, oh wala nang ulti.
The power of communication. Naman. As advocates of healthy communication, kailangan ganun nga yung mamagitan kasi na nakikita natin at inform talaga ang inyong mga kasama. And yung idea na siguro sinasabi nga natin na lack of damage na mula dito sa Smart Omega, siguro maging yung ideya na napakakunat at napakataas ng sustain nila, medyo mamaya-maya pa nga yata natin mararamdaman. Kasi ultimo itong si Sanford, ang pinili niya yatang pauwiin kanina, o si Mark. So, nawalan din agad dito ng Frotao na talagang medyo makakaharap yung side ng Omega. Na-expose na halos yung mga members nila dito and hindi masyadong naging favorable yung naging objective state na yun for them. Lalo pat wala naman doon sa kanila si West. Nasa baba lang, mag-isa. So ngayon nakikita natin na Echo, medyo nakakapitalize nila yung ganitong klase ng sitwasyon at mukhang sunod-sunod lang yung mga hinahanap at gusto nilang gawin starting this point.
Apat na tao pinadala ng Echo doon sa mataas. Louie, nakita ka nila!
Napakabilis, nakita mo, kaka-astral Echo lang. Meron na kagad Divine Judgment, pero maganda din. Yung hard guard na meron, ginawa. This time ang Omega para sa counter go.
First blood finally drawn out in 4.5 minutes.
At yung kuna
And
talaga,
Omega finally got some
imatay na din
breather,
ng
but
maharap. Precious space
will
talaga.
Omega continue
Of the
pressure on
season.
or
Tignan
Echo
natin,
try to pressure it?
napakakunat. Hindi na tama dito yung Star
Yeah, this is the
Shatter.
problem.
At apat na rin sa
Sometimes
side ng
one
Omega.
attack
Ang
is
buhay.
very
Kung
hard
dito
to
pa rin
take it
Sanford,
off.
binaban
And
natin si
Scorpion
Mark.
attack
Mark
is
is going
Then
down.
plan other ideas here
Sanford with a
to get
slice.
1 or 2 kills,
Sanford
but
may
ideally not going to be
Ang
online.
kunat nga naman ni Kuya Luis. Star Shatter sa bandang harap. Pero hindi na yung damage output. At kung naririnig mo
Omega
mga Rams,
looking right here. That's why I say here, the only way
Barangay,
Echo will
ang
lose the
bagal
lead
ng
is
nangyaring
two
laban na
reasons.
yun, pero
A
walang
bunch of
dahil
careless
doon
mistakes,
nanalo
and
ang
that's where
Omega.
Omega
Basta,
starts
yun na yun.
to real
Hiling
hard
galing
here.
mula kay
Echo,
Ryle at sisimulan na nila
I'm
ang
genuinely
unang
concerned about
pagod.
this
The
lineup
power of
here.
communication na naman
Echo
yata yun. Kasi
outplayed
parang
without
andito
the
na sila,
best
andito
way.
sila, kailangan ko ng tulong,
Playing
sabi
their
ni Luis.
MPL roster
Maaga
isn't
ang
exactly the
naging
best
sagot
option,
doon ni
especially
Ryle at
Omega
hindi nagkulang yung kanyang mga
much
kasama
more
na
experienced.
umalalay at sumuporta. Clearly nakakuha doon ang advantage ng Omega
In
pero
that
dito na naman
sector here,
sumuporta.
outplayed,
Okay,
no!
could be
clear out
potentially
para kay
outplayed here.
outplay.
Whereas I'm really giving a hard time
Yun
here,
na yun.
not too smart
Ayaw
coming
mo
in.
talaga nun. Oy,
If
pero
one
maagang
bad attacks coming in, right,
rose
Echo
gold
is
to.
going to have a
Para
very
kay
hard
outplayed.
time.
And I
No
feel
doubt
like
about
this is a big adjustment no para kay Outplayed. Ito ata yung tinatawag nilang burst build carry.
So I think I
Yung
have
may
to
mataas
adjust the
agad na
desktop
damage.
audio here. I think it's a bit too loud. So yeah, so sorry about that. So let me adjust the game sound a little bit softer. So yes, thank you for pointing out here. So this is not looking good for Echo at the moment. Echo have a strong lead, but they throw it all away in top side of one skirmish. Well, it's not end of the world just yet. Omega have the benefit of the team fight. Sanford almost make an outstanding play, but it's just not sufficient here. It's going to be pretty difficult here. Sanji is like the type to give vision, but it's not capable enough to provide like additional top control supports. And most I can do is like support from a long range. As long Echo just play safe, they should be fine. But Omega, on the other hand, are gaining traction every minute here. But I think Omega are really doing fine. My only concern is how like JP approaches that. So they need like one proper divine judgment on preferably a target like Ryo or even the Lewis. If they can get like a quick burst or the pick off, right, then Echo should be able to turn it around. But at the moment, it's going to be Omega standing front. So we're about 10 seconds into the turtle. Let's see what Echo can do here. But most likely going for a neutral objective as well. But this final turtle is not going to make much of an impact here. It's rather the Lords and the late game features. And that's what Echo is trying to do right now here. They're going for a reset for the turtle for the time being. But I believe Echo may try to pick up something with the forcing game vision here. Let's see if Echo can make the most out of it. The Nirvana in the meanwhile on the bottom side here. Outplay. Yes, it's a speed outplay. It's a bit strong here. JP will be caught as well here. They're not going to make it out. And will they even get a turtle back exchange? Yes, they do get a turtle, but for exchange of 2 lives lost. Omega generally have the better trade advantage. They could be taking down one neutral objective on the bottom side here. So Omega have the better win. If Echo getting a turtle means pretty much meaningless. Oh my god, and Louis got go for the flicker here. Killing spray. And this is a huge problem for Echo. It's getting from bad to worse. The engagement of the turtle may not be the best call here. It only reduced the damage just a little bit. But Omega, they have it all covered from top to bottom. Unfortunately, there were English commentators, but I don't think there were any right now. So for this version, right, we're just going to use the Filipino. But they are not looking good right here. They are really smoking. And they're really poor on the side of show for Echo here. They're really being outplayed. Omega are out macroing every single one of Echo members. Outplay is far from his best. Cyphers aren't even make like amazing comebacks. Are punishing them for every wrong move they commit. And Omega should have the priority over the Lord here. But what can Echo respond? That is the question here. And honestly, I think Omega should even have the diving opportunity. Outplay they will get a neutral objective on the bottom side. But in exchange, West is able to open up top lane a little bit further here, which gives them some more control on side. But Solar's outplay here is going to be a fair trade. Omega may secure one turret, but Echo able to secure 2 on the bottom side as well. And then let's see what Omega try to pull their tricks here with the fourth knock coming in. Let's see what they can try here. Omega. They're looking really good today here at the moment. Unfortunately, this MPL portion of the roster isn't doing well here. They're unable to replicate what they did in MPL PH last season. They look far from their best, and Omega is taking advantage of this. Omega are far more sharper than Principal, despite losing Kara, one of their best goal laners. Omega. But this is only game number one, and Omega Echo are really struggling big time here. What they can do. They're not doing well at the moment here. Let me try to go for a lot dancer with the conceal play coming in here. Let's see what Mega is trying to pull here. But I don't think Echo is gonna make like a proper impact with the vision zone coming in. Lord High History, what can they do here? Coming to petrify. Louis almost getting caught, but it's not gonna be enough here. And then Sam has to back away. With the Lord about to be this anytime here soon. And Zyda is able to pick up the stun here, but let's see who get the first blood drawn. It will be Zyda who's gonna take on the red tree here, and it's gonna be Zyda. And Otko has turned it around here, but the fight doesn't end there. It's gonna be bloodlust on both sides here. Outplay is in trouble. He has to back away from here. And Echo are going to lose 4 members in the process here. And Luis went from the dominating status, leaving Sanji the sole survivor and making this lot attempt all for naught. Yeah, Omega looking not too good right now, but they're able to force like a 4v2. Able to clear the lot pretty easily here. So Echo is unable to benefit much from this lot attempt aside from the top turret here. But that was it. Omega still able to retain the gold lead, but just only 500 gold as a whole. It's clearly not looking good for the side of Omega here. They're able to get out here, but as soon as West is called, the lack of damage is pretty much proven. It's only like Luis is able to sustain himself better. That's where Omega's still able to hold on to the lead, but barely. Just barely. So I can't like do a commentary like all every single moment, right? Let's just make like most of what happened here. So I'm trying to break it down. Omega tried to go for the long effort, but unfortunately, like as soon as Zaya caught West, things went a bit downhill for Omega. But they still somehow managed to replicate a 4v2 fight, despite being outnumbered, outgunned. Luis is the one that keeping the whole Omega in shape here. And without assistant Omega, it could be a bit of a potential problem. I think the next slot could determine who will have the better drive here. We're still entering the late game station, so it's still anybody's game. The goal is pretty much even here, where there's like little to no relevancy. I'm having a little bit of lag here from the stream, but it's okay, we're all good, we're all good. But if I only can see the itemization, right, then I can roughly can know where the teams are standing here right now. And my prediction is correct, right? It should be originally Echo, but I think Omega may force like a 3-game series here. Who knows? It could go like either way in my opinion. Whichever side wins, right, will be the one taking the 2 to 3 points. And it won't be that simple to qualify, to be honest. But I think like the next slot, whoever secures it, will be the ones having the more higher control in the later stages of the game. And that is very important. Whoever secures game 1 should have like the advantage. But unless Echo can pull out like some payoffs here, because Echo specializes more like a gang scenario station. So if it can go for 1 or 2 of them, then Echo should have the advantage, but with the Lord reset coming in, this could be anybody's game here. But you see how well Omega did. They're going to force conceal play, but it's cancelled pretty easily with West going in for the ult here. West has to stay alive in order for Omega to deal the maximum damage here. And it's going to be all out skirmish here. West, trick down, Jaida. And this could be a huge problem here. Double kill coming in for Sanford. And it's going to be back to worse for the side of Echo. They're losing all members from left to right here. And they should have the Lord advantage. But a shutdown to which could be potentially costly. But honestly, I would say like it's still anybody's game at this point. Nobody has secured a lot with like a fair amount of loans, but a loose shutdown could be pretty costly at this point because Echo is able to generate some of the gold they previously lost throughout this team fight. Hello here, welcome to the stream, welcome Helsin and Kirito. Good to see you here on the stream today. So yes, I'll be using my phone to able to see the comments here. So I'll in the meantime here as we get back to the stream here, Omega is about to take the Lord here. West even someone secured it. Despite having no retribution being drawn, Omega runs away with the Lord in their hands. I don't understand here. I don't know why neither side is able to pull up the Lord attempt here because your retribution should be available for this type of scenario, but neither side able to do it. It's more like who gets the last hit. And West was the one to secure the Lord for Omega. But with this Lord attempt here, what can Omega do to try to maximize the damage? They could try a dead installation, or they can go for the maximum pressure throughout the mid and bottom side. And that's where mid could become potentially a bit of a problem here because that's where Echo has the advantage in the mid lane. And they need to open up the mid side on Omega to maximize the push as much as they can possible. So here we go here. Here we go. The Lord disengaged pretty quickly here as I just finished reading the chat here. And do spam the comments here. Who's gonna win it? Will it be Echo or Omega? Comment down in the chat below. I want to see like the chat rate at a pretty high rate. I'm sorry if I'm just being like a bit demanding and all that. But I would say Omega is gonna have a lot of trouble with Echo here. They're able to clean up pretty easily with Sanji as their core defense. As long as they can play very well, right? Echo should be fine, but they're struggling against the likes of where Omega went from almost a complete overhaul. And this could be a really huge problem for the side of Omega. If they want to go for anything, it won't be that simple. They need to take down at least 3 to 5 of their men. That's where Echo will really have a bad scenario. But Omega, they can't do anything about this lot 10 years. The mid lane is still intact for all 3 lanes, inner, outer, and the first. And that's where Omega will think, how do you open up the mid lane here when you have Sanford defending? And then not to mention Sanji can provide vision from a safe distance, which is going to be very difficult. Even the glue attachment is not going to help here as long as like Nobara wear for Toro at safe distance. So that's where Echo is going to have a dilemma here. Should they try for like a more aggressive approach or more passive approach here? You know, to start opening up the lanes. That's why Echo still have the ground here, despite losing the Lord in the process. So unless Omega handle the side of Sanji, that's where Omega have the green light. But otherwise, Echo should be controlling this map. It's coming down with the evolve log here. As I say that another turret has been gone for the side of Omega. It's gonna be a much more negative trade. Omega is having less opportunities and less space to run, while Echo are able to expand their space much further, which could be a huge problem right now. So thank you for those who are here. Do like and subscribe here. We are very close to 20,000 subscribers, 20,000 lucky bastards. We only left with 300. So let's see if we can hit that number by end of April 6th. That's where we will start the 20 subscribers anniversary. But unless we can hit that, maybe we can push it to a later date. But let's try to hit it before that. So Echo, well, back to the stream here. Echo are trying to get the Lord here, but Omega have other ideas here. They're trying to get the scenario as well. as long Raya is able to like out west, right, then it should be a green light. But with the fourth Lord reset here, it's not gonna be that much, only just a little bit of HP, but the aggro should be maximized to the direction despite being previously less than it initially is. But Echo, they may fall into late game scenario here. It's gonna be very difficult. Like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Omega struggling, but Echo, the experience is very strong in general. This is why like they want still on the best team here, but let's say in concealed play here, either could be potentially caught here. He's planning on being like Martin being pop up here, planning to win the Truncheon. No, West gets a killing spree, and they're losing members here. Outplay being the next target. And Omega have the better trade. Now they lost two of their men here, but wait, Sanji is bring out one back. As compensation, Echo forces a 3v4 scenario. It could be Louis potentially next. What can West do to save his teammates here? Or maybe Stanford being mortality lost here. Can he try to win the Toronto technique? Or was Stanford able to put one more here? Yes. It's gonna be a 4v2 situation, but with Matt at critical HP, he won't be able to open up the door anytime soon. And we're entering the late game phase. It's been 21 minutes, but we still don't have a winner. Unfortunately, we won't. It's not gonna be anytime soon, so unless they can go for the steal for Novara, which will be highly unlikely if it's zone far enough here. And it should be Omega taking this Lord here. Yes, it does. Omega secures the Lord. But what they Echo do to defend here now is Omega marching in. Echo need to start thinking up here. They need to wake up from this point if they want to secure game number one. This was the perfect opportunity for Echo to defend, but no, I mean Omega to try and force this game to close. But with 22 minutes and still running, anything can still happen here as long Echo can properly defend their lane. With all three turrets on the mid side still intact, Omega may have a very hard time to end. They will have to rely on the outer lane to try to force an ending. And let's see what's gonna happen here. They're going for the Lord push here. Finally, the top side has been open here, but Mars with critical condition. They have to back away from this point here, and they cannot go any further. But this is a good opportunity to open up mid lane at this point. Leaving Echo with less options to run, and Mega starting to knock their base turret by turret. Won't get to have an ending anytime soon here, but ladies and gentlemen, we're entering the late game phase. We're currently in 23 minutes right now. 23, you hear me? Yep. The Mega, they're looking pretty bad right now. Even though they have the Evolve Lord to at least try to open up a little bit, but it's still not gonna be sufficient here. They need at least like almost a wipeout for Omega to truly end this game. And that's where Echo will start having headaches here. Overall, Echo should be able to control, but if Omega trying to pressurize here, they have a better advantage with this, but the gold earn is not going to be relevant at this point here. Tower HP though is about 19,000 here, and Sanjay, like I said, is Echo's best player here. He's the most threatening Echo member out of the five, and his damage for mage is really impressive. It's even more than West and Luis combined. The damage taken here is going to be Mac, Mar, and Lewis taking up the most damage out of everyone here. But I don't think Echo is looking good right now. Without the presence of Yawi can like really good at pick off. I don't know how a Kaja is gonna fit in this late game system here. Even a Divine Judgment is not gonna be very helpful unless they can like a certain strong firepower. And that's where Divine Judgment is the only time where it comes into play. But um Echo is having a very hard time trying to get the most out of the situation, which would have Omega have a late game disadvantage here. They are playing a Harif on the late game, and then you have Raya that can just pretty much come in when the time is right. But it's still anybody's game. 53% has gone to the side of Echo Philippines, while 40% go to the side of Omega. Well, I can say it's a pretty much even fight here, so it's still anybody's game. I can't decide who's going to be the ultimate winner of this match, but it's still anybody at this point. Nobody is a clear winner. The only time where the game is truly over is two things. One, a certain mistake from either side, and two, they're able to secure the lot. That is the combination of two factors that allow either side to secure this game. It's still anyone. The only question is how will they do it? Is where all the macro and micro have to come into play here. You need to be fully aware of the map here, and they could try to go for the back door. And look at the top side here, they control it with the divine judgment, and this could be a problem here. Raya is being taken out here, and they don't have a full support, but the backdoor didn't come into play as planned. But Echo, they got the better advantage. They are able to force a 4v5 scenario for the side of Omega, and it's not looking good here. They are in a man disadvantage. That's where Echo could go for the green light and try to go for the ending. But the only way Echo could unable to secure the Lord at this timing will be based if they can force a reset here. Omega has to reset now, or else Echo will be having a full advantage in team fight right now. It's not looking good for the side of Omega here. What can they do? They need to buy at least 35 seconds, which is not going to be enough at this point. And this could be a huge problem here. Mari's almost been taken down here. The damage is too critical at this point here. I need Morta has been popped out here. It's all out skirmish. I don't even know what's happening at this stage here. Outplay is even taken down Mar here, but and double kill on the side of Lewis here. Finally, Echo is able to open up slowly but surely, leaving West and Matt all alone here. Morta has been popped out here. This could be a potential problem here. No outplay. They have been completely outplayed here, and West is able to get back some compensation, leaving Brian back into the play here. But they have to get away here. They could go for the potential outplay here. And this could be it. This could be it. Game 1 is going to set for Echo. That's it. Echo just go for the opportunity and they snatch it in style. This Benedetta is a god. That's why I said a deadly mistake will change everything. And unfortunately, Omega have tried everything, but it's not going to be sufficient. And GG to Omega, they managed to hold Echo for this long, but unfortunately, the answer is not going to be enough. GG to Omega and GG to Echo for securing game number 1. Echo should have the front line here. But the only question is how will Omega respond? Will they able to get back a reverse sweep or they could force a game number 3 for the side Omega? And will it be Echo taking the clean sweep with a 2-0? We're about to find out. So, but until then, we're about to go for a little break coming soon. But I would say Echo, they managed to do it. It wasn't easy. But I would say this is a good time to say it. Echo loud, echo proud. But too bad I don't have a t-shirt right now here for the side of Echo. So my apologies. I wish I could like own a black disc or even an Echo jersey. If not, I'm just stuck with this. It's like pretty plain. But yeah, at least you can get to wear something. But I would say Echo should have the front line here. They have to control. Yeah, give me a moment here. Let me adjust this in the meantime. So let's take a look at some of the statistics here. We can just analyze what happened. The MPP is 7 here. I'm surprised you have these type of chocolate KDAs. 2 deaths, 2 kills, 5 deaths, and 4 assists. But take a look at the build here. You go for the Rose Gold Meteor, the Brute High Force, Immortality, the Malefic, and Radiant is pretty much like half of it is prioritized on the damage. Which kind of makes sense here. Overall, Echo should have the experience to pull off this kind of late game scenarios, which what Omega is lacking right now. I feel like Omega has the priority, but this is where it gone wrong for Echo for the first part. They were able to punish them for their errors here, and Omega Zyda is able to secure the Lord with West in big trouble here. He went for the wrong direction. He flickered at the wrong pace. And that's where he would secure the Lord pretty easily here. Zyda is able to take it, but Lewis, they're the ones who controlled the game for the most part. And Omega is able to take the victory here for this part. But unfortunately, this is insufficient here. West didn't do much here. And that's where Omega is able to punish Echo for their ruthless error. And they're able to force, like, I don't know, double kill. But this is where the biggest mistake comes in. As soon as Mark and the others are down, right, that's where they lose members pretty quickly. West, don't get me wrong, he's pretty good. But nobody even defended. That's where Sanford quickly took the opportunity, sees the game, and boom, it's all over. Echo knows how to punish players with backdoor. This is not the first time we've seen it. We've seen it on M4, we've seen it on M5, and now we see it here on the first time in MPL season 13. The only difference is Omega is the next victim of this backdoor sedation. I feel like the goalie at this point is just like completely irrelevant. Considering like how close it was, it's just pretty much anybody's game at this point. Like neither side is worthy to lose, but I feel like whoever makes a bigger error will be the ones to even take control. That's where Omega makes the big mistake here. As soon as Mark and Outplay down right, Outplay is even taking an opportunity to go for the sweep. And then when they're not paying attention, leaving Raya to defend by themselves, that's where Sanford took the goal opportunity to end. You know, Sanji and Sanford alone is unkillable, and Raya's damage is just too insufficient. And that's why Echo is able to secure this impressive win. And let's take a look at the item stats here with some before the items here. We go to the damage overall here. Echo generally do a lot of damage here with Omega sponging the most out of it with 50% increase when it comes to damage taken. And you rely more on the killing with, like I said, you have Royal, West, and then Luis to sustain themselves pretty easily. I'm not surprised if they're basically the sandbags here. And then this is really interesting. I'm surprised they don't show us the itemization here. Maybe we can get to see it, but no. But we're going for a short break right now for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be coming back here. I'll see you around. So yeah, let me just adjust my volume. Sorry. So yes, the volume has been adjusted to the point. So if you cannot hear me, just let me know in advance here. So I adjusted the volume to that small amount. So I predict Omega may try for like a more tactical build here. The healing sustain doesn't really go in their favor here. Unless Omega really tries something new, which is highly unlikely. But generally Omega is not going to do well here. They're going to lose in cruising. If the anniversary are a gamer, right, Echo will be cruising all the way here. It's going to be a great win for Echo here. So drafting game number 2 is underway. Let's see what they have been banning so far here. Code sticks that have went for Ramis, Black Sun, and Hari. Understandable picks, and majority are majors here. Black Sun are extremely painful here. So Ramis is a huge threat with the Netherrealm. Nolan is also another exceptionally painful, with considering that his burst ability is super high and he's just super flexible to be anyone. And Matilda is also another big threat here. Matilda's blink is very cool for engage and disengaging moments here, which is concerning for some. And then you have to bread up the Joy as well. So it's where Joy can dive in pretty easily here as long as you proper support. That's why a combination of Joy and Faramis is very dangerous. There's almost no counter to it. And they went for the Novara pick again. Sanji is very comfortable with this hero. The last time you see Novara being this good was Sanji. And then he demonstrated with perfect excellence to it. He was the one being the MVP here. I think he should be the one, not Sanford in my opinion. Because Sanji was the one controlling the whole map. And that's why I feel in this regular game season. He's the one performing the whole series. Don't get me wrong, Sanford is pretty good. He knows how to end the game style, but the one who really controls it overall is Sanji. And West and Mark this time went for the marksman here. It's pretty quick here. Outplay. Go for the Claude overall. It's going to be another Claude and carry scenario here. And then we have the Bucks here. Okay. They're trying to play like a tactical build where Sanji go for the vision and then Zynia outplay can dive in pretty easily. Mobile first pick is going to be pretty interesting to watch, considering like not many just pick Nobara as the first priority. But for the likes of Sanji, right, Nobara could be the priority. And then I think they could go for someone maybe like a Nana here. Nana is open right now. They could go for like crop control. Or maybe you could try a Fredgin here, but Matis, okay. So they're going to prioritize majority on the Nana bans. But I would say they're going to prioritize the ban on a Nana potentially, but I don't think they have to need to for the side of X or the Omega. But Echo can generally ban out most of the remaining picks here. It could be Ruby, because I don't think they can handle a Ruby here. They have to ban the Ruby. Yeah, they went for the CC. Okay, here they went for Lida. Interesting. Lida's slow could be potentially be painful here with a carry and Matis, right? They could synchronize very well each other. So they definitely went for this ban pick here. I feel like they could go for the ban on, let's see, what else I'm missing? They could ban for Angela out potentially, but I think Nana could be a potential ban. As well as, let's see what else they have. A Fredgin, but that's unlikely here. They could go for a ban of Itong since they already have both hypers. Unless this is Marty's EXP, that is. Unless this is Marty's EXP. Or they ban out the Tigro here. Leaving Omega, Echo has to ban out mostly the one more mix pick, perhaps. It could be another, maybe attacking like a Minotaur, or even a potential Kufa. They could ban either of that. But I think CC could be a good ban here, but I don't know. Yet, let me know in the comments below if CC is a right few to ban. But I feel like Sanford could just pretty much ban a comfortable hero. They could ban either the mid laner or the jungler, whichever more threat here. Minotaur, I did say that. I did predict a Minotaur ban, and they definitely did. Because nobody wants to face a Minotaur here. The angry cow could be potentially painful. The slow Syndra is very well with the Matis here. One decimation and this Mati could start rioting. And that's why they don't want to ban it. And Matt here could potentially pick up. See, if they're going for Mati's XP, which is a bit of a risk, but I feel like it's a really dangerous pick here. Mati XP is a risk, but it's possible, but it's not that practical. So I say a Fragile or Barats are generally safe picks, unless they were trying to go for Assassin build, which is unlikely for the Filipinos. So I would say Fragile and Barats as my predictions. Coming in by correct here, so Ruby, wait. So this will be a Mati's build. Okay, this will be a Mati's jungle here. It's gonna be another Ruby XP. There's no way you're going to pick a Ruby Hyper unless it's a serious accident. But this is impossible here. You're not that dumb enough. They should ban out. I still feel like CC is pretty much the wrong people to ban because CC is not so much threat. But with limited, they could take out the Lahu. But I don't think they should try Kaja. Yizong. Oh, they are really going for this direction. They're really going for sustain. JP going for Angela, Sanford for Yizong. Not exactly the ideal pick that you want to ambition here, but you definitely need a mid laner that could slow them down. You're gonna need like, if only Nana is a viable option, or we could see Aurora here, either of the two, or maybe you can take out a god as the third option here. Whichever it is, I feel like Nana could be the closest bet, or if you want god for the distance. But comment down what you think. I feel like my final bet is going to be a Nana here. It's pretty much the same bet. Unless they're trying something very new here. Yes, it's going to be a Nana. Yeah, I'm correct. Yeah. They should have banned up the Nana here instead of. But they definitely know what they're doing here. They're going to prioritize Nana's crowd control with the Ruby's Hope. So it's going to be, let's say, Auto XP. Okay. It kind of makes sense, but with three heroes that stack heavily on their skills, this could put them in a bit of disadvantage. Like Echo definitely know what they're trying to do here, but I don't think Omega is able to prioritize this as a burst because it's gonna be a risk. One careless mistake from them and pretty much getting swept out in within 2 attempts. Remember, they lost the first game out. Omega can't be playing around anymore here. One bad move and it's all gone. And here we go, going to game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Will Omega try to respond back and forcing a game number 3 to make it a full 3-game series, or Echo closing this one out and secure a clean sweep? We're about to find out here as we are underway. Las Pinas Maracas. Is that I'm trying to say correctly? So let me know in the comments below if I said the phrase correctly. Lacas ng Pinas. This is MPL PH live. And we're closing out this week with Echo trying to fully go for the 2-0 sweep. And here we go. Omega trying to take out the scenario. But here we go here. Coming to the commentary here. I'm Fire Latios on the English side here. I had no one else to join me, so but it's fine by me because it's fine to practice by yourself when you want to be casting in the future. It's the opportunity to cast using clean feet to do it. We may still hear a bit like a opinion build commentator, but I see what I can do with it. And we really have level 4 for Matt here. It's pretty fast for a Marty there. If this Marty is going to try for damage, which is highly unlikely. They're going for like a more sustainable build here with about 25 seconds into the turtle. But our player is in a bit of a trouble here. He's already been desperate. A Purify is already popping out in desperation. Sanji here comes to support here. Will they be able to go for a pickoff? I don't think so, but not really. Not really. So let's see what Echo can try to pull up here with about 3 seconds into the Lord. Oh, this could be a bit of trouble here with the decimation coming in. Matt is able to secure first blood here, but a complete miss on the second. Omega are just trying to reduce the HP for JP into the red zone. And it will be enough, but it won't put JP out of danger anytime soon. And Omega, they should have the first turn unless Zaya coming for the steal, which could potentially be. No, man is able to take it here with the fine slash swept at the perfect timing. Omega have responded just a little bit for this first 3 minutes. Omega's able to respond just a little bit, but it's not gonna be enough. Omega Echoes do better than that if they want to secure game number 2 pretty quickly and still want to have game number 3. So let's take a look at the item build here. We have double purifies on Sanji and Sanford here on the clock in the mobile area. And we have 4 flickers here coming from Omega here, leaving only 1 retribution, which is Matt, the Martin himself. He's going to engage Sanford, almost taking down here, popping up Nana passive in the process for Raya. So Raya won't have even defend himself, even when things go wrong for the next 2.5 minutes here. Omega here, meanwhile on the top side here, Echo having a skirmish here with the Destiny. Matt is able to pull off a pick off here, but Sanji is able to provide some support, but it won't be enough. Decimation is completely used, and Zaida will be here to clean up this mess, leaving them to an Echo able to recover a little bit of the damage here. Wow, I already thought Omega really got the benefit out of it, but as soon as Matt misses the retreat, he has to run here. I'm trying to practice an enemy side, so I'm not really good like a play-by-play tactic here. I'm really not very good at that, to be honest. But I feel like Omega is making a quite big mistake here. I think when Matt screw up his decimation, right, that is a red light here because it will be easily caught. Zaida will be able to zone out pretty easily, and once he try to get out here, it's game over. 3 of them are in a position where he cannot run, and he doesn't have a decimation to support himself. So it's pretty much a lose scenario for him, and that's where Echo gets the first pick off here, but that is not the point. As long as Echo will find opportunity like this in the late game, that should be fine. But in the early stages, it's nothing much here. It's only about 1k goalie. It's not going to be sufficient to say they are far from being finished. Remember, Echo has the ability to play the long way out. So Omega has to take notes here. They have to maximize the goalie to stand a chance against the Filipino champions. So let's see what Omega can try and do here. They may try something new here. By Mark getting zoned out like this, it's not going to look good. Dropping him to half of his health. And it could be pressured even further with the all use from Sanji to provide some vision here. Sanford could be the one holding all 4 of them off. That's pretty impressive. And Zaida is going to take the second turtle of the game here. And it's not looking good here. Omega has to back off here, leaving them to the red. But Echo still able to replicate quite a bit of loss what we had previously in the first game. And I don't think Omega is making numbers right now. They are looking far from their best. But I feel like Omega may be trying something new, but Echo experience is just proven to be much important here. It was vital. And Sanji was being caught here, but no purifiers come out just yet here, so it's not going to be a hold your horses for the side Echo. They have to calm down. But Omega, they try everything in, but it's not been enough. Echo, they're looking pretty fine here, but with the Rainer arm here, it's gonna make things a little bit easier for Matt to sustain himself over time, but he had to be very, very careful here. What another bad move like that, and Echo could get another pick off. I don't know what's going on with Echo nowadays, but they look far from the best. And I think based on the predictions here, I don't know how many people voted for Echo to win in the series. So give me a moment to check the data. But only 54% of you voted. I have 39 votes right here. I just checked. And majority of you just said Omega 46% now. Looks like tides had changed. Yeah, there's like better odds here. I feel like Omega are generally look like a better team, but with only 500, right, it's still anybody's game. It's pretty even, surprising. Even for the first game that is lasted about 27 minutes. Echo still have the front line control, but they definitely need more than just a pickoff. They need to open up the map even further. We haven't seen the turret being taken down just yet. So a neutral objective isn't really there in opinion for either side, but with only turtles and only neutral objective, it's not enough. They need to open up in order to consider them being the front leaders of this game going to the late stages. They have to start opening up this point. But neither side is able to do so. They have even amount of balance and defense. It's going to be very hard for either side to actually open up a single turret. Not even one of them has been taken out. But so far it's pretty even. Only 4 casualties in 8 minutes. And either side are showing aggression. They're playing pretty much passive at this time. There's quite a few skirmishes out there, but let's just say there's not enough aggression coming on both sides here. They're playing way too safe right now. There's not enough dares and the risk being taken. They are taking way too little. I don't feel like much coming out from either side here, but it's understandable considering Echo. Okay, there is. I did say that they try to go for it, but it's a failed attempt. West is still survive here, but Sanji, here it comes with the vision coming in. Mark could potentially be taken down here. There could be 1 or 2 next casualties. Who will make the outplay here? Zyda somehow be taken down here. They will be outplayed with a 4v4, but now they even turn it into a 4v3, but they have to back away here. It's still a fair amount of blow, but Omega is able to surprisingly able to even out the numbers. Sanji is still providing the amount of pressure here. And like I said, this Nobara is the hero that should have banned, but they banned the wrong ones here, unfortunately. And Echo are trying to pressurize the maximum amount damage using the Astro Spear to sum it up. And that's what Echo has in overall here. I think somebody mentioned this Omega is M3. That's M3, M2. I think whoever say that, I think Boris FC mentioned is M2. Yeah, it's correct. M3 is only Philippines and Blacklist International. M2 is Brand Esports and Omega are the top 2 for that season. In season 6, that is, to be specific. With a fair amount of blows being drawn out, right? Omega, they should lost the top turret by now, but instead, they're still able to preserve the top side miraculously. And we still haven't got a single turret down in 10 minutes and counting. Both sides are given pretty much even out. Trace in Omega even secured 3 more pickups overall. It's still anybody's game, but with little aggression coming out here, there's not much to expect from the team fight here. With just little engagements, they're easily disengaging when something goes wrong here for either side, and then the team to respect them was way too much. Even for MPL PH, that's just way too little. We want to see some action here. It looks pretty boring when you're trying to be passive at this point. So who gets the little? It would be Sanji able to pick up here. So Sanji is able to sustain himself very well here. He's the key player. And all 5 of them went for the hook. Coming from Sanji here, they're going for another engage. Finally, we can see some proper action. And West is only being taken down by the Song himself here. Sanford is able to dish out most of the damage when Matt could potentially be in trouble here. He's on a critically red sedation. And Mark being taken down here. Max even survive a little bit HP, but it's not giving enough. With the diving coming in, it's going to pop up the passive here with 3 being taken down. West could be taken down here. Nobody's going to be Sanford being taken out. Lewis will be next. But Echo finally gets the better scenario with a 3 kill, 4 kill scenario, and is able to secure the Lord for an 11-minute mark, which is pretty massive. But I feel like Omega pretty much wasting this potential here. They have quite a few things. They have the final slash, you have Eye on Fender here, and then you have another passive to protect themselves. And then you have Decimation here. And that's where problems are coming in. You see the Antichrist on the Buckshare build, and that's where all the problems of Omega are starting to pop in here. They're relying heavy too much on the burst physical potential, leaving Echo to build them feel much more flexible than it really should. And that's Omega screw up their drafting a little bit. They heavily focus on the physical. They didn't prioritize much on the magical side here. If one Athena should cut it here, and it was a waste of a final step, which could become a handy if for the proper team fight here. Echo should be able to open up here finally. After 12 minutes, they were able to secure 4 turrets by now. But I think this is where the journey ends. They may get one more turret if they're lucky, but no. I think Echo should be done and dusted for now. But that's where properly time to disengage for the side of the offers. Omega have to rethink about this because if they want to win game number 2, they have to stop playing like this. They need to fully utilize their core controls with the Fire Sets I offended. That's where Omega will start able to wake up this point. But being West and Ryle being the only frontliners that can perform well is not going to be enough here. And Echo are generally in the better scenario here. They're able to open up the lane just a little more and it's looking very messy. Omega are losing this in every possible way. Let me check here this in the meantime here. So it's not looking good right now. Omega are quite in a very nice scenario here. They're not looking good at this point. So unless Omega try to go for 1 or 2 pickups with their team specialized in, unfortunately this is not going to look good. Echo has a full abundance of this Lord attempt here with 3,500 gold HP. Take a look at the item stats. We really see an anti-caress here with Nexus Endurance, so it's going to be a much more problematic scenario for the side Omega with anti-life still being used on them and the reduced damage of physical with the deter ability. Omega still have an opportunity to win, but they have to secure the next slot here. Otherwise, Echo will be able to cruise it out with ease. With only 12 seconds to go, what can Echo do to go for the sweep? They need to try a different approach. Maybe to go for a quick burst here. And that's where I say they're going for the concealed. They can go for here. Zaida could potentially be caught here. And it's not looking good here. One potential burst and he's gone. And Matt is able to take down Zaida with the passive being gone. West and Wild is able to back away safely with Mark being the only sacrifice. But that's not going to be enough here. This could be potentially be a problem. Outplay is able to respond by retaliation here, and I don't think West can make it out alive here unless he could. No, it would be not, and Lewis could potentially be next here. But Echo, they still somehow get the better trade despite taking out Zaida all by himself, which is a risk. Not only the one kill was unnecessary, they're unable to secure the fact they're able to engage in the team fight properly. Omega struggled a lot in this scenario. And that's what Omega Echo able to sweep it easily with one Daisy duet. And Echo secures the second law of the game. With moments arriving to approach to secure the game series once and for all. They just need one proper attempt. And this is a really bad scenario for the side of Omegas here. They need to retain here. They need to defend. If they don't, it's all over and the game will be lost. No Bandicooti, no problem for the side of the Orcas. The Echo knows how to close this one out and then definitely will try to do it. So, and Omega, they're going to be a really big deep mess. But let's see what Echo can do here with the Lord Charge coming from the top side. Omega has to recalculate and regroup themselves if they want to stand a chance to try and prolong this into the late game phase. And it's going to be a problem. That's why Sanji's and Omaru can come into maximum effect. The vision, the zone, and not to mention the diving potential is super high here. They need to regroup here. They can't afford to lose any more of the players here. One loss and it's all over here. Mar is seriously low condition here. The Lord is still standing at about 3,000 HP with another wave in spawn here, but I don't think this will be enough for the Echo to close, but it gives them more opportunities to survive and able to take more advantage in the later stages. Omega barely able to hold themselves, but if 1 or 2 pickups here, Echo will be closing this out way too easily. And they're looking very poor right now. Omega are struggling a lot by huge margin. Unfortunately, they will not be advancing here. Arlo is always so late. And they're really in a deep mess here. Lewis is unable to do anything right now. Normally you have an Arlo and a Ruby, right? It's pretty much a dead-end scenario here. Unless you have a Purify in certain rotation, which where Echo has the advantage in. One Purify and the whole plan would just be easily cancelled out. So Omega has to rethink carefully. Do they want to go for like a pick off here, or they want to force like an entire team fight and try to bait out the Purifies here before fully engaging? I think that's what Omega struggles in. They unable to like keep Claw under the same amount of control. And that's where the freedom of NTCC come to play. And then the diving potential of Echo is super high compared to the Omegas. Normally a Marquis is able to snowball in the early stage, but unable to capitalize on it with only even amount of lead, Marquis will struggle a lot in the late phase. Unless they could get a one decimation attempt, then Omega will have a small chance of turning around, but it's clearly unlikely. With Sanjo Mobara in effect, there is no possible way that Omega will be able to take this lot for themselves. With the whole map being exposed here, there's nothing you can do at this point here. They're in trouble here. West could potentially be caught, but unless they can try out something here, Mar is being taken down. It's not looking good here. Petrify comes in. Stanford is able to pick up the second kill here, and this could be it here with only a 3v5 scenario for Omega. It's going to be over. Final Stash is not going to be sufficient here, but the ending will be real. Echo, they're trying everything to end this game here, but with a little bit more time, but I don't think it's going to be it. This will be it. Echo will secure game number 2, and it will be all over for Mega. And nothing could be done here. The Orcas has secured a clean sweep on themselves. It's all over here. Echo has impressed in every way possible. But Omega has disappointed big time. But the real winners go to the side of Echo here. Congratulations, the Orcas. They're standing here very proud, but this is not enough here. Omega has to recalculate here. Not only lost to RG earlier this week, they lost to Echo as well, but this time the difference is the clean sweep here. Well, we are not going to able to restream the MPL Indonesia for the time being because we are doing the Filipino version instead, but we can check it out here offline outside of this live stream here. So when the interview is about to be over, then we close this live stream here. I know it's a bit too early, but thank you all for coming here, even though it's supposed to be on 8 p.m. as scheduled. But Omega has played well here, so give it to them here. Overall, they managed to secure like game number 1 almost to their hands, but it wasn't enough. I guess they tried, but nothing can be done here. I guess they really tried everything for the side of Omega. But Echo overall impressed. I feel like maybe this team is only good against like a weaker oppositions, but when it comes to the very best, you need your strong lineup. You need your aces. He's Echo out, Echo proud for the timing here. So still congratulations to Oculus for impressing overall here. They tried their best and I respect to that. So overall for the results here, we have Echo 55% of the votes go to the side of the Orcas. The other 45 goes to the side of Omega Esports, which is still a pretty decent amount, but the overall win rate should be going to the side of Echo here, based on their experience and overall, their versatility and everything wise is much more efficient. So about to close this stream anytime here. So thank you all for watching this stream, and we'll see you all on the next one next week.